Many would argue that 2020 was not the best of years. However, the same cannot be said for Path of Exile, as in this year the game got more updates and difficulty adjustment that surpasses all of its previous years combined. The skill ceiling was set higher than ever, with bosses having almost 4 times more health compared to what they had before. This pushed the community into going further beyond with their builds, which resulted in us seeing some of the strongest builds we have ever seen in the history of this game. In this video, we will be going over 5 builds that I believe showed the best performance in 2020. Now, in order to keep things interesting and competitive, we decided to exclude aura stacking and summoner builds from the list, because these are obviously the best builds in the game, no argue about that. Just keep in mind that any build can be top tier if you sink enough currency onto it. However, the builds that we are going to go over in this video can give you tier 1 performance for a moderate investment. You will be able to find a list which contains a guide for every build that we are going to talk about in this video. So with all of that being said, let us begin with our top tier list. So coming in at number 5, we have an Explodey Tornado Shot Deadeye build. This version of Tornado Shot aims to push the skill to an all content viable level. It is done by scaling the physical damage dealt by the skill and combining that with Impale mechanic. This results in an improved bossing capabilities while maintaining the high clearing speed achieved by the skill. And that's thanks to the Physical Explode mod on Crusader based chests. We also have 5000 life and a respectable 25,000 evasion rating while mapping. This variation of Tornado Shot asserts the skill as the best bow skill in Path of Exile again. Next at number 4, we have a very classic take on Arc Lightning, Shock based Elementalist. This version of Arc aims to double its damage by maximizing shock effect. We managed to do that by scaling crit chance and damage alongside shock effect afterward. Critical strikes have 100% chance to inflict shock by default, and then by scaling its effect we make it so that enemies take even more lightning damage at the end. Now we also have power charges and some mana stacking with golem support. All of these mechanics combined helps us reach a high level of damage which shouldn't be possible with other skills at similar investment level. Our next build is an all-time favorite, Impale Cyclone Slayer. This build is a beast. It got a ridiculously high damage output and clearing speed. Being able to hit enemies while moving introduces a whole new level of survivability to the game. You don't have to worry about not being able to tank projectiles anymore. All that while dealing over 10 million damage with an average investment. You are expected to do all in-game content with this thing without breaking a sweat. And that's kinda surprising coming out from a skill that got nothing but nerfs in the few previous updates. At number 2, we have Righteous Fire Juggernaut. This monstrosity of a build not only can do all content fast and effortlessly, but can also face tank anything and everything. Scaling Righteous Fire damage is not gear intensive, but rather depends on your passive tree and cluster jewel setup. This allows you to utilize every item slot to maximize your survivability. The general idea behind the massive popularity of this build is that it can always beat any difficult piece of content that your current character cannot deal with. This build used to be the best build back in the days, but due to its lack of damage, people stopped using it. But of course, thanks to cluster jewels, that's no longer the case, as without them, this build wouldn't have seen a spot on this list. Now before we get into top 1 spot, we have some honorable mentions. Starting with Int Stacking Lightning Strike Assassin. This build is fast and tanky, however it lacks in the single target damage department, leaving it behind in the current meta. However, it's fast at clearing things, makes it perfect for those who like to go fast. Next we have Frostblade's Berserker. This build features an insane damage and clearing speed at the cost of its survivability. It is also expensive to make and doesn't feel that good without proper investment. Finally, we have Ice Shot Deadeye. This build is considered a weaker version of our top 5 Tornado Shot build. It requires less investment, but it's also less powerful overall. And now, for the moment you all have been waiting for. Our best build of 2020 is the ultra-fast Blade Vortex Assassin. This build aims to maximize movement speed and area of effect, then utilizes pure physical damage and physical amplification to achieve over 50 million single target nuke. What is really powerful about this build is that it can clear an entire map in no more than 30 seconds. That allows you to double or even triple your playing time efficiency without having to do much. Just deploy those nasty Blade Vortex stacks and hold your left mouse button. That's it. And once you encounter an endgame boss, activate all of your Val skills and you should be good to go. You can unlock this build true potential with Headhunter and Rampage effect, turning it into a true grinding gear build. So that was it for our top 5 best builds of 2020. What do you guys think about them? Make sure to leave your opinion in the comment section and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. My name is Phoenix and I will see you all next year. Merry Christmas.